What do you think the meaning of life is?
The meaning of life is allowing.
I recently had the chance to visit with my nearly 94-year-old grandmother, and I decided to take that opportunity to ask her a few questions that I wanted to know the answers to and that I think might benefit the world. Her responses were touching and heartwarming and beautiful. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. I would love for as many people to meet my sweet grandmother as possible, and thank you for spending some time with me in this video.
What advice do you have for yourself when you were a little girl?
Be happy.
What would be the key to being happy?
Allowing to know that I was the Spirit of Christ.
Do you have any advice for anyone who's sad right now?
We create sadness. Sadness is not part of us. We are in the light of Christ. We are that part of the Christ.
What do you do when something really hard happens in life?
Thank God for the experience and let me go beyond that and know that I am light.
What message would you want your kids and your grandkids to remember about you?
That I love them and I would do anything for any of them, and I did, you know. I am so proud to be their grandmother or great-grandmother or mother. Like David says, what is there to miss, mother? My son. What can I say?
What makes you most happy today?
Knowing that I am God's light.
Are you afraid of dying?
Oh no, it's just a walk across a line. Because I've always been with Christ, and so I'll just continue to follow in His direction.
Do you have any regrets?
I wanted to be important to my husband, but he couldn't see me. And that was my anger or fear or whatever with him. But all in all, we had 4 kids. I love Cheo in his own way, you know. He did the best he could.
What do you like about yourself the most?
That I am part of Christ. And if I am, so are all of God's children. And that all of God's children are creatures of light.
What do you like to do for fun?
Pain.
Yeah, I like that.
And people like for me to paint, to color. And
What do you wish more people understood about life?
that we are creatures of light.
What would be your greatest wish for all of your children and your grandchildren after you go?
That they love each other with all their hearts and all their mind. That they recognize each other and not judge.
What is the nicest thing anybody ever did for you in your whole lifetime?
Well, life gave me my children and my grandchildren. And I think those were the greatest gifts I received from this lifetime.
What do you remember most about your parents?
My mom was a loving being, and my dad was ready to go. And then one day I said, Dad, you're gonna go when it's your time. Don't push it. I love my dad.
Do you have any books that you think everyone should read?
I think The Course in Miracles has been the greatest. All of a sudden, I don't know how I got to it, and I bought the first 3 volumes of The Course in Miracles. I didn't know what they were or what I was doing with them, but they were important to me.
What's the key to living to be 94 years old? What's the secret?
Knowing I'm part of Christ.
God gives her all of her energy.
That's right.
What's the secret to eating healthy to live to be 94?
Being wise.
Is there anything left you want to do in your life before you go be with the Father?
I think I've accomplished quite a bit already.
I think so too, Grandma. It's okay. Is there anything you're currently afraid of?
No.
Is this okay, Grandma?
What?
Are you doing okay?
Oh, I'm doing
You like that?
fine.
And did you mention her?
And I'm so happy you guys are here.
How old are you, Grandma?
How old I am? I'm going to be 94 in December.
How do you feel about that?
I made it. I didn't even plan on it.
You did make it. What's your favorite food?
You know, I never had favorites.
Really?
I enjoyed what I had. I enjoyed. And if I didn't have it, something else would come up.
You became a diabetic at 60, correct?
More or less.
Yeah, it was.
How were you able to let go of sugar when that happened?
Well, when I knew I was diabetic, I had lost my grandma, my mother's mother, and my mother to diabetes, that I should be careful with it and obey the rules, stay away from the sugars. And I remember Cheo coming to me and says, well, if you didn't have diabetes, we could go to that restaurant and have some pie, because he loved all the sweets. And I said, that's your problem. I'll go with you forever, but I don't need to have the pie or the whatever, you know.
What do you think the meaning of life is?
The meaning of life is allowing the love of God to surround us and to know that we are not a body, we are a spirit. And that spirit is part of Christ.
I like that.
And that all his other children are children of light. Okay,
Thanks, Grandma.
thank you.
Love you.
I love you too. I didn't expect to see you, and this beautiful being came to my door, and it was you.
Mm.
Oh,
And I got to see my daughter because I thought I would die without seeing her again. And I asked the Father to grant me to see you, and then everything started working. You called and said, I'm coming. I couldn't believe it. But I should have. That's what I asked the Father.
You know, not everybody gets to be as old as you are, Mom. and have their wits around them where they can answer these questions.
Yes.
What do you think? No, does that look all right?
That's great.
I always tell Diana, just check me out.
Yeah, check me out.